is a feeling that can exist only when there is no understanding. The famous American playwright Tennessee Williams once wrote, "Today I would like to share with you all a story about hate. It's mostly about hate, but it's also about moving forward, and therefore understanding. It's about two men, although initially I will only focus on one of the men. This man's name is Rami Elhanan. Many of you don't know him. He's a graphic designer, a husband, a father. He's also an Israeli and an inspiration. Back in 1973, he was a soldier in a war fighting for Israel. The war left him broken. He witnessed and experienced more tragic events than he thought to be possible. But this isn't why I'm telling you his story. This isn't why he's an inspiration. This isn't his only tragedy. His tragedy occurs much later on, and it involves his family. Rami and his wife were proud parents of 3 sons and a daughter. During the fall of 1997, his daughter and her friends were out at the local mall buying books for the upcoming school year. At the same time, 2 Palestinian suicide bombers entered the building. 180 people were injured. 5 people died that day, including Rami's daughter. This was his daughter. She was 14 years old at the time. Rami and his family were devastated and outraged, as you can only expect. Rami swore for revenge against Palestinians. No parent should have to outlive their child, and no one should have to lose someone to an event like this. Yet in these countries with so much violence and so much conflict, it's not uncommon. There were 140 suicide bombings since 1993, with over 543 victims, people dead, and a far greater number injured. And the amount of innocent children that have been affected by this conflict. The UN states that over 1,000 kids have been killed because of the violence since the year 2000. So the number is far greater than that. So where's the hope in this story? Because right now it doesn't seem like it's getting anywhere. It took Rami over a year to get over his feelings of hate and of wanting revenge against the Palestinians. He got through his feelings when he was introduced to the Parent Circle, a group that allows families of victims to grieve together. What's interesting about the Parent Circle is that it involves families of both sides of the conflict, Israel and Palestine. At first, Rami was outraged at the prospect of engaging with Palestinians like this. You have to understand, he used to be a soldier fighting these people in a war, and now one of them has just recently murdered his daughter. It's not something he was open to do. But then an amazing thing happened. Rami realized as he looked around that all the people there wanted nothing more than to grieve with him and to help him through his pain. And so he went to the meetings. He woke up every day excited for them, in fact. He was excited for a chance to share his realizations with other Israelis and Palestinians. His realizations that there doesn't need to be any more hate. There should only be peace. And the only way that they're going to get that is if they start listening to one another, listening to each other's stories. It was through the Parent Circle that he met a man named Bassam. Bassam was a Palestinian and had his own history of violence against Israelis. Their first meeting was awkward, they both admitted. And Bassam was still a little bit conflicted. But they were able to become friends, and today they are so close that they call each other brothers. 2 years after they met, Bassam received news that his daughter had been shot in the head by an Israeli soldier. It was devastating. Rami said it felt like his own daughter was dying all over again. That's Rami's daughter, and this is Bassam's daughter. She was 10 years old at the time. She would have been our age. She would have been in our grade. Today, both men fight together for peace and for the lives of innocent children just like their daughters. They are involved in multiple organizations, such as all of these ones, and these organizations also use their story as inspiration. There's even a documentary about the two of them. It's called Within the Eye of the Storm. So is there hope for peace among these people? I don't think that there is a greater example. As Rami puts it, if Bassam and I can stand together after paying the highest price possible, then anyone can. And before I end, I want to leave you all with a question. This This is today. It's actually taken when they were filming their documentary. So I want to ask you all a question. Could you do what these two men have done? Could you forgive and befriend these people who you've hated and fought all your life, and now who has just recently killed your son or daughter? Could you stand together with them? Thank you.